In the last devlog for Breezy, I said this. Speaking of things I'd like to do, I'm almost done with the city course, but I'd like the last level to be something special. I'm thinking of a boss fight. Well, I finished that boss, and in this devlog, I'm going to explain all the steps I went through to design it. So where did the idea for this boss come from? Well, the courses in Breezy are made up of 18 holes that get progressively harder as they go on. Normally, the first hole is an easy introductory level that gives you the basic mechanics of the course. That's true for the city course as well. You don't even have to use any wind to hit the button and jump over the building to reach the flag. However, by the time the player reaches the last hole, they should have mastered that world's mechanics, and the final hole is a test to prove this. The grass course has a gauntlet of 5 pillars with rising water, the beach course has a tough current with drifting boats, and the ice course has a heart-pounding speed challenge. For the city course, I wanted to go all out. Instead of a slightly more difficult but otherwise normal level, I wanted to create an entire boss battle. I didn't want to go too crazy since I haven't made any living creatures, let alone bosses, for Breezy, so I knew I'd have to keep it simple. After finishing the 17th hole, I began designing the boss. As I said, I wanted to keep the boss fairly simple in design while still testing the player's skills. Well, what's simpler than just reusing assets from earlier levels? I began thinking of some sort of evil skyscraper that hops around and tries to crush you. Of course, every boss needs a way to damage it, so I had a button on its head that, when pushed, would destroy part of it. Do this 3 times and the flag would appear. So, with the boss design down, I decided to make it in Unity. I split the boss into 3 parts with the top, middle, and bottom. I added a button to each part that's connected to the next. I also made a face out of windows, complete with angry eyes. Next, I had to animate the boss. I didn't actually do any complicated scripting for movement or anything. All the movement was done via Unity's animation system. I started with the intro where the boss springs up and laughs. Then I moved on to the main animation where the boss jumps around in a circle. That's really all the animation I had to do. I did do a little bit of scripting to get the capture system working properly and to get the flag to spawn after the boss was defeated, but that's it. What's a boss without some epic boss music? I composed a short song for the boss using the same instruments as the actual city course theme. Okay, it isn't exactly epic, but it fits the boss better than just the plain city music. Here's a bit of it. As usual, I'll post the full song soon. After the music, I only had a few things left to do on the boss. First, I added a sound effect for the intro, which is a little laugh. It's somewhat cartoonish, which matches what I was going for with the boss. I also added a golden T hidden under the boss, which acts as a tantalizing reward for the risky play required to reach it. And that's pretty much all of it. There definitely wasn't too much to this boss, but I think I managed to create something pretty intimidating but still lighthearted. There are still some things I could do to polish up this boss, like adding more sound effects or smoothing out the animations, but I'm fairly satisfied with it nonetheless. In the meantime, I've started working on the next world, and if you saw my post on Game Jolt about it, you'll know that it's a hype disco world. Stay tuned for that, and have a good day.